ministers, Sani and Panda, and we also have members of Parliament, Halan and Sahoda, and Mickey, MLA Amory. But the most important people here are those who struggled through COVID-19 and those who helped to heal them in our hospitals. Could I ask those of you who are here representing those who became sick, were hospitalized with COVID, could you please stand? Could you please stand? Jay and you and others. Give them all a big hand. We are so glad to see you healthy and well, and you are a sign of resilience, of overcoming adversity, and may you all be blessed, and may you recuperate fully in your health. And now could I ask those who have worked in the hospitals as nurses, healthcare aides, doctors, and others, anybody here who's worked in the hospitals helping with COVID patients, please stand up. Give them all a big hand. Thank you for being healers. Thank you for being so compassionate. Thank you for being great professionals. Thank you for taking personal risks in the hospitals to work with patients with this infectious disease. You are the best of Albertans, and on behalf of the government and all 4.5 million Albertans, through you I want to say thank you to all of our frontline healthcare workers. Thank you. And happy Canada Day, everyone. Jay, whenever I see you at an event, I always know there's going to be music. And I thank you. That was the first time I've been allowed to sing in 16 months. And what a great way to start with our national anthem, expressing pride in this country. Thank you, Doctor, for this wonderful initiative, because while we are moving from COVID being a pandemic to an endemic, while we are now able, at these high levels of vaccine protection and declining COVID numbers, we are able today fully to open. So it's not just Canada Day, it is also in a special way for us Albertans, Freedom Day as well. As we move to phase 3, and we are the first province to drop almost all public health restrictions, of course we ask people to continue to use common sense and care and those good habits. I think we're all going to wash our hands more frequently than we used to in the future, and if we are feeling sick, we will stay at home and maybe hopefully get tested while that is still a requirement. So we'll do those common sense things. We'll continue to care for other people. But Doctor, you are absolutely right. Our way out of this, our way to be not just open for summer, but open for good, is vaccines. I want to say thank you to the 73% of eligible Albertans who have now protected themselves, their loved ones, and our entire community by getting at least their first dose. And I have some good news for you. We are now at 43% of eligible population fully vaccinated, including me. All of you fully vaccinated, put up your hands. Oh, okay, you don't have many people to sell here, Doctor, all right? Thank you, because some people say to me, Doctor, some people say to me, but I'm young and I'm healthy and I'm not concerned, it's not going to affect me. And I say, you know what, you're probably right. If you're young and healthy, you probably won't get sick from COVID. But it's not necessarily about you. It's about your family. It's about your elderly relatives. It's about your neighbors and co-workers. If you don't get vaccinated, you might unknowingly end up transmitting to those people, including vulnerable people. And Lord knows, we don't want to go back into the roller coaster of opening and closing and restrictions. We want to be open for good, and that means we just have to keep pushing those numbers up there. And by the way, did you hear this? If you get the vaccine, it's not just your opportunity to be safe, it's also your opportunity to become a millionaire. And today we announced our first $1 million jackpot prize winner. He is a Mr. McIver, not Rick McIver. I think it's Stacy McIver, and he's retiring right now this week as a Alberta school teacher and principal. And that's a nice retirement start for him. So, Doctor, we're doing everything we can to work, and I want to thank you and all the community organizations, Jay. I mean, all of the community groups. Rajan has been helping to lead the Government of Alberta's role with our community tables here in the Northeast. I'm going too long, Doctor. I've got to share some really, really positive news with you. I said that we're at 43% fully vaccinated. We're on track to be over 50% fully vaccinated by July the 6th. Yeah, but here's an amazing story, and a story I'm proud to tell you here in the Northeast, in the Genesis Center. Here's the story. We were lagging, vaccine take-up was lagging in this part of the city through February, through March, April, into May, and even into June. We were really concerned because Upper Northeast Calgary had often been the hardest hit by COVID, with the widest levels of infection and hospitalizations, and Jay knows this very well because he was one of the very first people to get sick. And so we were really concerned about this situation because Upper Northeast Calgary was well behind the city and the province on vaccine take-up. So our Cabinet Emergency Management Cabinet or COVID Committee, on which Minister Asani sits, we said, look, we have to get the numbers up here in the northeast of Calgary. It's an imperative that we do this. And so we brought some funding to these community organizations. We left no stone unturned. And thanks, I want to, whether it's people like Rishi Ji at Red FM, it's the ethnocultural media, the Munders, the Gurdwaras, the mosques, the faith groups, the cultural organizations, the neighborhood associations, the local doctors, the pharmacists, they all sprung into action. They all demonstrated our Alberta spirit of community. And you know what happened? Over the course of the last month, Northeast Calgary went from one of the lowest levels of vaccination in the province now to being 82% vaccinated and one of the highest in Alberta. And that Delta variant you've been hearing about, that's mainly up here, but we are stopping it cold in its tracks. We're crushing COVID thanks to your responsibility, thanks to many of you and your leadership. So I'll just wrap up by saying thank you. Thank you to the people who are First Nations and Indigenous people, to all who've gone before us, to all who have built this country. But this year in a special way, thank you to Albertans, thank you to our healthcare workers, thank you for getting us through the past 16 tough months. Thank you for continuing to press forward the life-saving message of these vaccines. God bless you in your work. God bless Alberta, and God bless Canada.